Guys, so last day we've just been talking about procedure calling, right? How to call a store procedure. We have just been discussing about procedure calling, how to call store procedures in our applications. So we just created one procedure in the last session. We already created one procedure. One procedure was created by us in the last session. So after creating the procedure, we just been checking out. Procedure creation up to there we completed. Very simple procedure we created. What is the name, guys? Customer underscore select. Remember, right? Employee underscore select. Right. Thank you. Employee underscore select is the procedure what I am just writing there. Okay. So we created one procedure in the last session. What is the name of the procedure? The procedure what we created is just going to be, what is the name? Employee underscore select is the procedure name. So today, let's see how to call the procedure. Let us see how to call the store procedure from our applications. Okay. So today, let's see how to call the store procedure from your applications now. Say, if at all you want to call a store procedure from your .NET application, we have a process. For calling a store procedure from our .NET application, we have a process. We need to follow a process for calling the store procedure from the .NET application. So what is the process that we just required to follow for calling a procedure from the .NET applications? So let's try to understand about that, how to call a store procedure from a .NET application. See guys, if at all you just want to call a store procedure from a .NET application, there are basically 4 steps that are involved here. If at all you want to call a store procedure from a .NET application, there are 4 steps that are involved here. Okay, so let me tell you the 4 steps to call a store procedure from your .NET application. Okay, so to call a store procedure from .NET applications, from .NET application, we use command class. We use which class? Command class. we use command class, and the process of the calling will be as following, and the process of calling will be as following. So which class should we use? Command. Actually, you recollect here, command only is capable of executing statements on the database. Command is only capable of executing on the database. So we require to take the help of the command class. So what are the steps that are involved is, listen, step 1, create the instance of the command. Pass your procedure name here, comma, your connection object. This is one option. Another option, new command, cmd dot command text is equals to employee underscore select cmd dot connection is equals to con. That's all. Both options. Earlier you used to write SQL statements here. Now you're writing stored procedures name here. Are you getting my point? Now, this is the first step. What is the second step? First step is clear. In the place of SQL statement, write the procedure name. What is the second step? The second step is command, guys. By default, this command is configured for executing only SQL statements. By default, the command is configured for executing only SQL statements. Two things we can do. One is SQL. Second option, command cannot call procedures, because command can call procedures, but by default configured for executing SQL statements only. Do you understand what I said here? See, take a combo box. Take a list box. List box supports single multi-selection also. Default is single. You need to change to multiple. Same way, command can execute SQL statements, command can call stored procedures, but default is executing SQL statements. But what is your requirement? Call a stored procedure. If at all you want to call a stored procedure, what is the second step? You need to set a property now. What is the property? Command type is equals to command type dot stored procedure. You require to set this property. Just like you said multi-simple, for list box we select now, for multi-selection, selection mode is a property. We select an option called multi-simple or multi-extended. Whatever it is. Same way, what is the property name? Command type. And what is the value? Now the command is ready for calling a stored procedure. The command is ready for calling the stored procedure. Are you clear with the first two steps? The first step is, listen, create instance of class command by specifying stored procedure name as command text. By specifying stored procedure name as command text. You're required to create the command class instance, and there you're required to specify the stored procedure name as command text. Is it clearer? Second step, change the command type property of command as stored procedure, because by default command type is set as text, which executes SQL statements. After changing the property, command can now call stored procedures. And how to set it? If at all you just want to set it, this is the code. Are you clear? This is the second step. Okay, done. What next? The third step is, guys, what is the third step? The third step is, listen carefully. Procedure can have parameters now. Input parameters, output parameters. You recollect in C#, you define methods with parameters. If your method has input parameters, we need to send values to that input parameters. If the method has output parameters, we need to substitute variables to capture the values of the output parameters, correct? We substitute variables, the values come to the variables. Now also, if the stored procedure has any parameters, if the stored procedure has any parameters, understand, if the stored procedure has any parameters, what you require to do, you require to add the parameters under command. We need to add those parameters to command. We need to add those parameters to command. Why to command, sir? Because who is going to call the procedure? Command will call the procedure. Because command is calling the procedure, we need to add all these parameters to the command now. Okay. That is, if the parameter is an input parameter, all of you carefully understand. If the parameter is a input parameter, what you require to do? You need to add input parameter to the command. You need to add what? Input parameters to the command by calling a method. What is the method? The method is, I'll show you practically. What is the method? Add with value. Add with value. Okay, that is the method. No. The parameter is an output parameter. The parameter is a output parameter. If the parameter is an output parameter, what you just require to do, you're required to add output parameter to the command. We need to add, required to add output parameter to the command by calling a method called add. See, if you want to add input parameter, what is the method name? Understand here, simple English, add with value. Input, we are passing a value. Output, for output, you don't pass a value, empty parameter. That's the only method name. How to do, I'll tell you. Are you clear? Right now, this is optional. Why? Because for the procedure what we defined yesterday, there are no parameters. Correct or not? For the procedure what we defined yesterday, there are no parameters. Because the procedure doesn't have parameters, this is optional now. Is it clearer, everyone? Okay, fine. Next. The next thing is, guys, when you're writing a procedure, the procedure can contain query statements in it, non-query statements in it. If the procedure is a query, the data is loaded. So we need to capture the data in a data reader or a data set. If the procedure is a non-query, it returns integer, nothing. Other than that, it doesn't. Non-query will return you number of rows affected. That's all, no? Yes or not? With the query procedure, what it returns? Either it returns rows and columns of data, which should be loaded either into a data reader or a data set. Either into data reader or a data set. Any of these two things. So guys, I'll tell you, if your procedure is a query procedure, what you'll do? Call execute reader method of command class, which executes the store procedure, and loads data into data reader. You know this already here. Query. With a query, the method what you require to call is execute reader. You already know that now. Query, execute reader, multi-row. Single row means execute scalar. And instead of the delete, execute non-query. At this point, you already know, I am not telling anything newly here. You can just read this once. Understood? No, sir, I want a data set. If you want a data set, command cannot load into data set directly. Correct? What to do? Create adapter object. Create a adapter. Data adapter. DA is equals to new data adapter. And do you remember data adapter class takes a command as a parameter? There are 4 constructors now. One constructor, what it takes? Command. Then you can call fill method, data loads into the data set. Okay, just a continuation for that. Just a continuation for that point only. Read it. Choice is yours. You want to load into reader. Directly command or execute reader. No, I want to load into data set. Create an adapter, pass that command and just use it. Is that clear? Whereas if you want to load data into a data set, then create data adapter class instance by passing command as a parameter to it, and then call fill method. Command as a parameter to it, and then call fill method. What parameter? Constructor parameter. Command as a what parameter? Constructor parameter to it, and then call fill method on data adapter. Which loads the data into what? Data set. Which loads the data into data set. And guys, this one you know. What? No, not a query. Read it. You know that now the non-query procedure, what is the method you should call? Execute non-query. If the stored procedure contains any non-query operations or non-query statements, then call which method? Execute non-query. Then call execute non-query method of command to execute the stored procedure. There is a process, guys. These are the 4 steps. I'll show you practically, then it will be much more better understand the code. Okay, watch it here. I'll show you simple examples to you. Watch. First example, we load into data reader. In the first example, let us load into data reader. Okay, now? I want to create a form like that. Is that clear? So let's create a form. Already, this form we designed long back, remember? Yeah, we have it here. and two buttons, just next and close buttons, that's all. Fine. So I want to show you first loading into data reader. Okay, come on. What's good? Import system dot configuration system dot data dot SQL client. Now, what are the classes I need? I need one connection. I need one command. I need one data reader. Three, all the three. String constr is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings of SQL constr dot connection string. SQL constr dot connection string. Come on, rest of your code is same. Con equals to new SQL connection constr. Next, CMD is equals to new SQL command. What do you pass? Person name. What do you person name? Comma con. Earlier you written a select statement there. That's all. Now I'm writing a person name. One extra statement we need to add now. CMD dot command type is equals to command type dot. That is the extra code. That is the extra code. You observe on the day here, I loaded data here. If you go and check out the code, it's the same thing here, connection, command, but here select statement is there, no person name is there. Now we have extra statement. What is the extra statement? The extra statement what you are using is command type. Command type is the extra code what you are writing. What next? Con dot open. dr is equals to cmd dot execute reader. Will load you all the data into data reader. Correct? And to load display this data, we have written a method. What is the method? Show data. If dr dot read text box 1 dot text is equals to dr of e number dot toString. Two, three, four. Name. Job. Stats is a boolean. Okay. Check. Else. Or yeah, what you'll show in the else part, you're at the last record of the table, that's it now. I just copied the message box code, that's all. So first time, you call it in the load event, show data. Next, next button, call show data. Next, If, remember, con dot state not equal to connection state dot closed, con dot close, this dot close. Loaded. Is that clear? So it just got loaded into text boxes, into the text boxes. What we used? Data reader. Okay. Now let me add another form. Place a data grid view control on it. Data grid view control on it. Array text boxes or anywhere you can just do it. That's what I'm just trying to show you. Now, again, using system dot configuration SQL client. Now, what I want a data set. I want a data adapter. I want a data adapter. Okay. Now come here. What you'll do? String configuration manager dot connection strings of dot connection string. Now, listen, when you're working with a data set, what you need is an adapter, correct? Array, you'll remember for adapter, I don't require to explicitly create a connection and command. If I create an adapter, adapter only will create a connection, adapter only will create a command also. Am I right? Directly create the adapter object. DA is equals to new data adapter. And here we used to write select statements earlier. Now write select procedure name, that's all, comma, con str. DS is equals to new data set. DA dot fill DS comma employee. Data grid view one dot data source is equals to DS dot tables of, that's all. Nothing here. Earlier you written a select statement there. Now you're writing a select procedure there. That's all. So wherever you used a select statement, now in all the places you go now, replace it with a procedure. Okay? Just a minute here. I missed a small thing. Data will load off, but you'll be facing this problem in the future. What problem? I'll tell you. Right now, parameters are not there now. If parameters are present, at that point of time, loading the data will not happen if we don't have the command type as a stored procedure. When right now no parameters here, that's why we did not face any problem. But when parameters are there, if you don't call the property, if you don't set the property, what property? Command type. If you don't set the command type property, problems will come. Okay, I did not set also, it ran, but right now parameters are not there, that's why it worked. But if parameters are there, it will be the problem. Right now, no photograph here. That's why the photograph column is left empty there. Is it clear? We will update here. All these photographs we will update. Is that clearer, everyone? We'll update with all the photographs going forward. We'll do it. Yeah. Right now, I'm just done with calling a store procedure. I shown you calling by using a data reader, loading into data reader, loading into data set. When you load it into data reader, directly command. When I load it into data set, I need a command and adapter also, but no need to create a command explicitly. You create an adapter. Adapter will create a command internally. Understood? Now tell me one thing. Command type is a property of which class? Command class, correct? Not adapter class. It is of. That is why here you notice how did I call the command type? See, all of you concentrate on that. DA dot select command. Select command refers to command now. Put your mouse here. What is DA? Put your mouse on the DA. What is DA? What is select command? That is a command. Under this class you have, you cannot call DA dot command type. How to call DA dot select command dot command type. If you are directly working with command, you will directly call CMD dot command type, but you are not creating a command. Did you create a command? You did not create a command. What you created? Adapter. So that's why command is inside the adapter. That's why you should call DA dot select command dot command type. So in this, step 1, step 2, step 4 are present. Step 3 is not there. Why? We don't have parameters here. Ray, we don't have parameters. That is why step 3 is not there. Are you clearer or not? But this is how you just call a store procedure. This is how you call a store procedure in your application. Okay. Calling the above stored procedure using command and loading data into data reader. This is the first example I'm showing you guys. Calling the above stored procedure using which class? Command class. Using the command class and loading data into data reader. Okay, add a new form in the project. Add a new form in the project. Design it as below. And design it as below. And then write so 2 namespaces are what you're importing, right? Next, declarations. 3, connection, command, data reader. Code and form load, event handler. Next button. Okay. Calling the above stored procedure using data adapter and loading data into data set. So first option is calling above stored procedure using command class and loading data into data reader. And second example, using data adapter class and loading data into data set. Add a new form in the project. Place a data grid view control on it. Setting the doc property as fill and write the below code in code view. Nothing here, I'm not giving the design, just what you'll do, add a new form. They say data grid view control on it, setting the doc property as a fill and write the below code in code view. Simple. What is the code? We don't require connection now, na? What you taken, remember? Only data set and adapter. Now directly come to the load event and just write this code. Nothing here, guys. Just only load and write the code. Yeah. Okay. Now, did you understand how to call a stored procedure? We did not talk on the third step. What is the third step? Adding parameters. I will explain you about adding parameters here. We need to discuss a lot about adding parameters here. I'll explain you all in detail about adding a parameter. Okay. So to do that, first, let us write some procedures with parameters. To do that, let us write some procedures with parameters. If you have a procedure with a parameter, then only we can just understand about that. So let's try writing a procedure with parameters. Okay, we'll do that. Meanwhile, just understand all of you. What's it? If at all you're trying to write a procedure with parameters, if at all you just wanted to write a procedure with parameters, we can write how I'm just going to demonstrate you writing we'll write three procedures now, guys. What are three? Insert, update, and delete procedures. Insert, update, and delete procedures. All these three will have parameters now. All the three are going to have parameters to you right now. What three? Insert, update, delete. All of them will have a parameters. And also, I just want to do one more thing also. The select procedure, we just use it right now. It doesn't have any parameters or any conditions also. But I want to just modify that. I want to modify the select procedure also. What do you want to modify? If you just understand about this select procedure, what is the select procedure doing now? The select procedure is simply loading the data from the database. What records? What records it is loading? All the records. Unconditionally, all the records are getting loaded by the select statement, correct or not? No condition, everything is getting loaded off. Whatever is there, all the data will be loaded off right now. Okay? But I have a small requirement here. What is that requirement? When you're loading, guys, when you're just loading, without loading of all the data, I want to load the data based on some conditions now. Like what conditions you want? Like what conditions I want means, we'll demonstrate. Hold on. Okay. What conditions am I expecting is, let me close all these things. Now watch. You configured your database yesterday here now? These are your store procedures. When you double click on the store procedure, it will open edit. It will reopen the procedure. You are retrieving updated definition from the server. It is going to load you the data from the server, not procedure from the server. Okay, I want to modify the procedure. How do you modify procedure? You learned in SQL classes now? Alter. Now, for this, I'm going to add two parameters. All the parameters. One, employee number. Two, status. What is the second one? Status. Whole status. Tell me, guys, all of you, is a, oh, I'm writing wrong, guys. Employee number as int @ employee number. I'm sorry. Next, @ status as bool. All of you, remember this point. What is this? When you're writing store procedures here, when you're writing store procedures, all of you, you can pass parameters, multiple parameters you can pass. Tomorrow, we write like different procedures. In one procedure, I will write 10, 20 queries. Different conditions here. Otherwise, for every query, I cannot write one procedure. Na? In one procedure, I will write different queries. Some 10 queries, 20 queries, 30 queries on the same table only, an employee table only. Different criteria based the queries I'll write. When I write your queries, what will vary? Conditions will vary. That's all, na? What will vary? Conditions will vary. Basically, conditions will vary. Okay? So when these conditions are going to vary, all of you carefully listen. When you vary these conditions, what we generally do, you know, for different conditions, different parameters are required. Pass all the parameters to the procedure. Okay? But when you are declaring the parameters, for all these parameters, make a habit of using null. Why, sir? Then those parameters will become optional. So you can pass whatever values you want. You have 20 parameters here. All are null, all are optional. You can pass whatever you want. Based on that, my internal code will execute. Only if these two comes, what query should execute? If three comes, what query should execute? I will write coding in my particular procedure in that way. Is it clear? Watch it. I'll show you. Now, how many parameters we define there? Two parameters. Two are mandatory or optional? This Can I call the procedure without passing value for both the two? Yes or not? Okay, if that is the case, see what I'm doing. I'm writing a small condition here. If at the rate e number is null and at the rate status is null. If both are null, what should happen? Come on, tell me, both are null. What should happen? Means you're not passing any value now. Then what is the intention? All the data should be loaded then. Array, no condition here. No condition. What should be loaded? The existing query will work now. The existing query will work now. What it will do? Loads all the data. Now my second condition. What is second condition? If at the rate employee number is null and at the rate status is not null. Means what is meaning? You're passing status. You're not passing the number. Means what is my intention? I want to load my data based on a status condition now. Understand? Tell me what you write. Select e number, e name, job, salary, photo, status from which table? Employee table, where status is equals to at the rate status, where status is equals to at the rate status order by employee number. Understood my point here? So it is going to get the data based on the status condition now. Okay, next. Sorry, else if. Again, else if at the rate employee number is not null and at the rate status is. Now what you're expecting? The data based on employee number now. I'm expecting the data based on employee number now. Tell me how do you write? Select employee number, job, comma, salary, comma, photo, comma, status from employee, where e number is equals to at the rate e number. Single record, no need order by class or anything now. Is that clear? Finally, at the rate e number is not null and at the rate status is not null. Array, both are not null. Both are not null means you're expecting the data based on two parameters now. Okay, what you write? Select number, name, job, salary, photo, status from employee, where e number is equals to at the rate e number and status is equals to at the rate status. Single record only now also. Did you understand how to write? Tomorrow 3 parameters, 4 parameters, 10 parameters. Oh, you can have any number of parameters. You can write conditions in the code and you can fetch whatever you want. See now, 4 select statements are there. 4 are going to load you different types of data. And this procedure is altered, not created. Why? Already we created the procedure yesterday. So today I am altering this procedure. Right click, execute. Right click and say execute now. So guys, all of you, I'm explaining about parameters of store procedure. Yeah. Today I have parameters to store procedure now. I'll just tell you. So I have defined you, say performing select and DML operations using store procedure. To perform select, insert, update and delete operations using stored procedures. First define the below define the following stored procedures in our database. What's your database? CSDB. So we just have the database CSTV. So in that, I just wanted to create our store procedures. Yeah, if you look guys here, all of you, I'm writing alter, not create. Not create is alter, okay? Alter. Done. One procedure is the first procedure. What next? Insert procedure? We'll write insert procedure. Okay. What is the name, guys? And this insert procedure, how I'm expecting, listen. This insert procedure, actually, employee number should be auto-generated. We already written the code earlier. Yes or not? When you click on the new button, it will generate an employee number. But today, I'm going to do that with a procedure. I'm going to do that with a procedure. What is that? Say, earlier, when you click on the button, we sent a query to the database and fetched the employee number. Do you remember? Select max of E number plus 1 from employee. We sent a query and fetched. That has a problem. What a problem? Say there are 10 records in the table. So the last record is 110. 10 people want to insert a record at the same time. All the people clicked on the new button. For all the people, the number what it generates is 111 only. Yes or not? For all the people what it generates? 111. See, all of you are connected to one server here. All of you click on the new button at the same time. What will happen now? All will have the same number, 111. Now in this, who clicks on the insert first? That person is lucky. Remaining 9% data will fail. Primary key violation. Did you get my point? That's why to resolve the problem, what I'm trying to do is the wrong way. I'm going to generate this number, not first. I'm going to generate the number just before inserting. Array, there I generated first. Afterwards, entered the data and click on the insert. So a lot of time. You will generate the number. Then you will enter all the data. Then you will click on the insert. A lot of time. But now not like this. I will open the screen. You will enter the name, job, salary, all the things you'll enter. Click on insert. When you click on the insert, all this value will go to database. Now database will generate a number and insert and sends it back. Did you understand the difference? Now I'm not generating it from the application side. I'm not generating before entering the data. I'm generating before insertion. Means entering the data, all is completed. Just before inserting, number gets generated. Are you clearer? Okay. So how to generate? To generate, guys, I already said you the code. The same code will max of E number plus 1 only now also. Okay. See, one of the parameters I'll pass for I'll pass ename. I'll pass ename. I will pass job. I will pass salary. Array status, no need to pass, guys. Status as auto generation. Correct or not? Status as auto generation. So let us not touch the status. It is auto generation. Leave it. Next. Oh, sorry. Money. What next? Photo. And what is the data type we used? Remember, var binary. Var binary of max. Maximum size is 2 GB for each image. Comma, @employee number, int. I will pass 4 values to my procedure. Name, job, salary, photo. The procedure will generate a number. inserts into the table and sends me back. Now see, earlier we got the number first, afterwards we entered data. Now after entering the data, insertion is completed, I will get the number back. Array, that is the right process here. IDs are generated when? After the account creation is completed, ID generates. Correct? Now I'm following the correct mechanism. So insert completed, now it will come back with the value. Okay? Just a minute. Select, you know this guys, select, just a minute. At the rate E number is equals to is null of max of E number, comma, 1000 plus 1 from employee. Do you remember this query? This will generate you a unique employee number, no records, 1001. Records present, max plus 1. Okay? And after generating, the value will come into E number. Array, that is the output parameter. Output parameter means procedure only should assign the value. Now tell me, all the 5 parameters have values now. 4 came from the application. This one generated here. All 5 values are there. What to write? Insert into employee, employee number, employee name, job, salary, photo. What are the values? At the rate employee number, at the rate e-name, at the rate job, at the rate salary, at the rate, sorry, photo. Don't touch status here. Status as a default value. The default value will be true. That's all. That is my insert. And once the insert is completed, this employee number comes back into my application. Once the insert is completed, this employee number comes back into my application. The employee number will come back for you. The employee number will come back for you as an output parameter. Okay? Just for safe side, suppose guys, if 2 people click on the insert at the same time. See earlier what I said, you 10 people clicked on at the same time for a 10 same number generated, but now also this problem is there. If 2 people are trying to hit on the insert, means 2 people enter, 2 people clicked on insert at the same time, again conflict can occur. To overcome this conflict, what I'm writing is begin transaction, commit transaction. What happens when you call begin transaction? First, it will perform a lock. First, it will perform a lock, generates a number, inserts, releases the lock. Then only second person can access the application. Until then, second person cannot insert a record into the table. Did you get me? It will be a queue based, just like a telephone booth. If 2 people comes at a time to a telephone booth, when one enters the telephone booth, second one has to wait outside now. So this is also the same thing what we are doing now. Is it clear? Right click, execute. Procedure is created. This is my second procedure. Next what? A procedure for update. A procedure for update. Right click and use to procedure. Employee underscore update. For update, what you should pass? At the rate employee number, at the rate employee name, at the rate job, at the rate salary, at the rate photo, as I have a single line, guys. For single line, begin and end are optional. Huh? If you want to write, write. If at all you want to be much more better, write begin end. If it want to look good, okay. Otherwise, optional. Okay, no issues. Update employee. Set employee name is equals to at the rate name. Job is equals to at the rate job. salary is equals to at the rate salary, photo is equals to at the rate photo, where employee number is equals to at the rate employee number. Remember, yaar, you will never update number. Number never updates. Number is a primary key column that is not going to change again. So that is your condition. That's all. Name, job, salary, photo are the columns that has to be updated. Right click, execute. There. Finally, delete procedure, guys. Come to a delete procedure. Tell me the procedure name. Louder. Parameter. How many? One. What is the code? Past year. Not delete. We don't delete a record. I said, and again you're telling delete. Brainless fellas. Update. We need to update the record, not delete the record. Update employee, set status equals to 0, where employee number is equals to at the rate employee number. Execute. Once I say point, you should remember that here every time I should remind you again and again. Yeah, these are the 4 procedures what we have. The first procedure I used an alter because that is already created. Second, create. Third, create. 4 also create. Now, that is the form what we have. Add a new form in the project. Design it as below. By adding an open file dialog control and then write below code. Yeah, let's design this form, guys. Okay. What is this? That's a picture box. That control is a picture box. What I use it there. Okay. So this is the picture box control. Fine. Now, here, look at this. Yeah, this one here is also button only. This is also a button only. This is a button. And for that button, without using text, I'm using image. That's button only. What I use this? Image. Image is used for that. Okay. So let's design this, guys. Okay. Let's focus on the designing first. No error will come. They will wait. That's all. That's a queuing. That's it. So once one insert is completed, then it will go to another. If 10 people comes at a time, it will follow a queue base and will give access to one by one. Got all your procedures are ready. You can start calling those procedures. And to do that, we are just going to design an application first. So let's add a new form. Employee details. Okay. Next here, I just want to set up buttons. Select, clear, insert, update, delete, and close. They are the buttons you want. What was button? Select, clear, insert. Okay. Then here we have a picture box control. Okay. So just adding a picture box here. Data, common controls, picture box. I'll just set the border style as fixed single and size mode as stretch image. The image will fit in the screen. And also one more button here. For this button, set background image. Remove the text first. Remove the text. No text. Now set the background image. I remember I given you all the icons, sir. I given you all the icons to you. So in that icons, I have an icon like a cancel icon, I think. Yeah, this is the icon I used, cancel. All the icons are given to you guys, just check out. Basically, background image layout will be there. The tile layout change to center. Just, they're all settings, that's all. Now putting this in the corner. Is that clear? That is the design of your form. Clear? So all the captions and everything. So what is the first button? First button is select button. Second one, insert a clear. Okay. Third one, insert only. Fourth one, update. 5, delete. 6, close. 7, load image. And here, there is no text for that. There is no text for that. Let's also give the captions. PTN select. I'm sorry. BTN select. BTN clear. BTN insert. BTN update. BTN delete. BTN close. BTN load. BTN image reset. That is resetting the image or clear image. BTN clear image, not reset. BTN clear is already there now. So this is BTN clear image. When you click on that, image will be clear. Tomorrow, you want to remove your profile picture, you will remove. That's it. So this is my form design. Now we need to write all the coding for this by calling stored procedures. We'll do it in the next class. Let's stop here.